Empty pockets and racing in Sydney and Melbourne. Kenny Callender, I've got no money, no prospects. Can you cheer me up?
I've certainly got something to cheer you up, Bear. As a matter of fact, it's a Bart Cummings trained filly called Cup of Cheer. And I think we'll be toasting her after she wins the Winter Cup today, the second leg of the Darley Double here at Rose Hill. In the first leg at Rose Hill, a pretty tricky race. I like TAB number 2, Ragged Ann. And as usual, we'll be doing the Darley Double live too from Moonee Valley in Melbourne. In the first leg, I like number 4, Ahura. She's got blinkers on today. I reckon that'll make her keener, keep her mind on the job. And in the second leg, number 2, Northern Poet. Patrick Payne mount, he'll be finishing strongly. Good luck, good punting, and Bear, cheers to you.
Cup of Cheer. Thanks, Ken. Cup of Cheer. Okay, Kenny, I'll talk to you a little later in the afternoon, right down
Moonee Valley, and Ken Callender has been keeping an eye on just where the money's going.
I sure have, Max, and I'll tell you about it. Number 1, Scalero, as we told you, is scratched. Hasm is solid at 11-2, and the Fledgling is solid at 3-1. Ahura, the horse I've tipped, that's the one we want to win. She's also at 11-2. Tough Enough at 25-1. Kim City at 11-1. Swift Talent at 6s. High Waters, there's been a little bit of money for him. High Waters, who'll race probably up near the lead, is in at 10-1. Zemanui, Patrick Payne's mount at 14-1. Been Dancing. Now here's one of the firmest, Stephen King. I think it was 11-2 last time we were on air, is now 9-2. Ter Silver is at 50-1. Ego Man is at 60-1. And Miss D Mott has got the mount on Tilda Hill, the roughie of the field, at 160-1. There's Moonee Valley live. They're about to go. I think it's time for us to go to our caller, John Russell. Here he is.
There's the light. Racing. Been Dancing the first into stride from Ego Man. Hasn't began well. High Waters out quickly with Zemanui, followed by Tilda Hill and Swift Talenter. The Fledgling is prominent in the centre as they come down the straight, followed by Ter Silver, dropping in behind them Kim City, and Tough Enough has dropped out to last, passing the judge with a lap left to go. Zemanui has taken up the running. In second place up on the outside, Tilda Hill is trying to head this leader off, and they're followed by High Waters. Has them running fourth in behind them, followed by the Fledgling being restrained early has Been Dancing on the inside. Out 3 deep going around them, Ter Silver, followed by Ahura on the outside of Ego Man, followed by Swift Talenter. Kim City was second last, and Tough Enough was bringing up the rear. 1,450 metres left to go. Tilda Hill was the leader by a length to High Waters. Close up on the inside, getting a nice run, Hasm. They're followed by Zemanui on the rails. Next, Been Dancing, followed closely by the Fledgling. On the outside, Ter Silver, a length and a half. Ego Man, followed by Ahura. Then came Kim City over on the inside of Swift Talent, who's next to last, and Tough Enough was bringing up the rear. Into the back, 1,100 metres out, and the leader, Tilda Hill, by a length to High Waters, a length away, Hasm. A length and a half further back, Zemanui on the outside of Been Dancing, getting a nice run. Then Ter Silver, there followed by Ahura, taking off around them, followed by the Fledgling. A length and a half, Swift Talent. At the head of the others came Ego Man, followed next to last by Kim City and Tough Enough. Coming down the side, Tilda Hill, a half length to High Waters, Hasm. Ahura. Over on the outside, Zemanui, followed by Been Dancing, looking for a runner. Ter Silver is in behind them, and further back the Fledgling, followed by Swift Talent. And then came Tough Enough, who's taking off around the outside, Kim City in behind them, and Ego Man last of all. Near the home turn, and High Waters takes the lead here in advance of Hasm, who's gone up very quickly, and Swift Talent's made a very fast run. Ahura, Been Dancing, getting up along the inside. Further back to the Fledgling, and they're followed by Kim City as they make the home turn. Hasm has taken the lead. Hasm rounds the turn by a length and a half. High Waters third, Swift Talent. They're followed by Ahura, Been Dancing, the Fledgling to the outside as they straighten up. Hasm with a handy breaker. 150 left to go, is nicely clear of Swift Talent, running on well. And they're followed by High Waters. Hasm is the leader with 50 or 60 metres to go. Swift Talent is coming at it. Swift Talent finishing the better. Swift Talent has got up to score. Swift Talent wins it by a head to Hasm. Third home, Kim City, just ahead of the Fledgling and High Waters. Zemanui back behind them, followed by Been Dancing. And further back then is Tough Enough, followed by Ahura. Well back Tilda Hill, Ter Silver, and last home is Ego Man.
Okay, love.
You say you're unbelievable. You're so unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
And 7, 2 and 6, the numbers Swift Talent, 680 and 250. Hasm, $2.10, and Kim City, $3.60. A look at the progress scores on the 4.
It's at Rose Hill, and here's Ken Callender. Kenny.
Yeah, thanks very much, Max. And my tip, Ragged Ann, is favourite, but the bookies, I must tell you, are a little bit more generous than the tote. From the top, Close Yan is showing $4.30. about 13 to 4 or 3 1/4 to 1. Ragged Ann, $2.80, about 7 to 4. Bit niggardly that price. Right, 16 to 1. 14 to 1 Comede. Princess Dawn in from 9 to 2 to 4 to 1. She's been well supported in the betting ring, a similar price with bookies. Vigilant Lady is at 20 to 1. Final Answer at 6.5 to 1. Double Angle down from 14s to 12s. And Yasawa getting out from 40 to 1 to 50 to 1. They're just about all in. Here's the best caller in the business, Johnny Tapp.
It's up into line, and they're all set for the Joanne Series final. Race 6. Light flashing on top. Starter onto his stand. Track cleared in front, and they're ready for action. Final Answer, the inside runner. Set. 1350. No, they've got trouble with one drawn out in 4 or 5. Now they're off. Oh, Closhan slow. Closhan is a clear last to leave the barrier. Bouncing out in front is Double Angle. Quickly into stride is Final Answer, pushing up on the fence. It's a good tussle for the early lead. Riot wide out is coming over now. Princess Dawn prominent, followed by Yasso, a Vigilant Lady, and then Ragged Ann and Closhan and Comede out the back. In the run to the first turn at the 1,000 mark, and Riot under a good hold is the leader. In second place on the outside, Double Angle. Final Answer third. Princess Dawn is fourth. Yasso travelling 3 deep. A length away, Vigilant Lady. A length to Closhan, followed by Comede, and Ragged Ann on the outside is last, but only 6 off the lead. Tightly bunched as they come down the side. Riot held together as the leader. Yasawa wide out second. Double Angle between horses. On the fence, Final Answer. A length away, Princess Dawn, and then Vigilant Lady, Comede, followed by Closhan, who's held up for a run coming around the turn, and on her outside is Ragged Ann. Straightening up a little over 400 out. Final Answer got right up on the fence now to join Riot. Double Angle on the outside with Yasawa and Vigilant Lady, and coming right down the extreme outside, Ragged Ann. Closhan, after being held up, is now getting a split if she's good enough. But look at this race. Comede is also getting up near the fence. Vigilant Lady has the head in front. Comede on the inside rail. Ragged Ann, and Closhan is now starting to hit top gear. But Vigilant Lady holding Ragged Ann at bay. And Vigilant Lady, the biggest runner in the field, beat Ragged Ann. Closhan third, fourth Princess Dawn, followed by Comede, Final Answer, and then Riot and Yasawa, and Double Angle is weakened to finish at the tail of the field.
Yeah, and have a look at Vigilant Lady. If you've backed her, she's going to pay $20.70 for a $1 investment, $20.70. And there's Adrian Robinson keeping her going as Ragged Ann, the favourite, puts in the challenge down the outside. But she had a chance today on this track, which is favouring horses finishing down the outside. She couldn't pick up Vigilant Lady. And Vigilant Lady, as I said, $20.70 for the win, $4.10 the place. Number 2 was second, Ragged Ann, $1.40. And number 1, Closhan, third, $1.70. That was the story of the first leg of the Daily Double in Sydney, the Joanne Series final, a break coming up, and then more on the wide world of sports.
Two and 1 Vigilant Lady, $20.70, and 4.10 Ragged Ann, $1.40, and Cloaken, $1.70. Now, there was a special visitor at Rose Hill today, and it was none other than Mickey Rooney. There he is talking to John Singleton. Singer saying, Mickey, how would you like to coach Western Suburbs? And Mickey, the star of a myriad of MGM musicals, wanted to sash the horse, and he said to the horse, let's put on a show. I can do this. I'll dance, I'll sing. You just race. So there he is, little Mickey. He looks a nice man, doesn't he? Okay, let's have a look at the latest on the totes for Moonee Valley. Race 7, here's Kenny at the track. Kenny?
Thanks very much, Bear. I might say to you that Mickey told Singo that he had 8 wives, and Singo said, well, I've already had 4. So he's only just outdone there. And one thing Singo pointed out, he said if it wasn't for wives and racehorses, he wouldn't have to punt. Let's get down to race 7 in Melbourne. Number 1, Papal Monarch, is at 5 to 1. Northern Poet at 4 to 1. Naughty Express is at 15 to 1. Pendle Hill is a scratching. Tranquilino is at 7 to 2. It's favourite on the tote. Bogest at 14 to 1. Backslapper at 6s. Show of Pride 25 to 1. Dr. Clare 16. 12 to 1 Ivory Bounty. Power Toy 25 to 1. 50 to 1 Newton. Black Pirate at 30 to 1. Rimu Chief at 20s. And Skystream at 40 to 1. Here's the bear.
Go on, you can. Thank you. Let's have a look at the 4 AFL matches.
It is right now with a market on race 7 at Moonee Valley. Kenny.
Yeah, thanks, Maxie. It's only a couple of minutes to post time. They're milling around behind the barrier, but I've got plenty of time to go through the prices. And 4 to 1 seems to be the appropriate price for this 1600-metre race. It's 4 to 1 Papal Monarch Rod Griffiths, 4 to 1 My Pick Northern Poet Paddy Payne, 12 to 1 Nordic Express. Pendle Hill is out, and it's another 4 to 1 Tranquilino. Bogest is at 12 to 1. Backslapper well in the market. Stephen King's Mount. Backslapper is at 6 to 1. Show of Pride at 30 to 1. Dr. Clare is at 16 to 1. Ivory Bounty is at 10 to 1 chance. A little bit of money for Ivory Bounty. I think it was 12s last time we were on air. Jason Patton, the rider, into about 10 to 1, or just a fraction shorter. Power Toy at 33 to 1. Newton, one of the roughies, at 60 to 1. Then other roughies, Black Pirate at 40s. Rimu Chief is a 33 to 1 chance, and Skystream, a ride for Peter Hutchinson, not expected to win, is also at 40 to 1. We just picked them up there as they're just about all in. 1 or 2 to go in. Still 4 to 1 each of 3, which is obviously what you call a wide betting market. A circular track at the Valley, but they do steam home here. 1 or 2 still to go in, just about all in. John Russell's down at the track. Let's go down to him.
Set for a start. Line good. Racing now to a perfect dispatch to one of the first out. Skystream, Nordic Express, Tranquilino away fast. Dropping in behind them, Papal Monarch, followed by Dr. Clare. And going forward, Show of Pride, and back behind them, Newton, followed by Rimu Chief. At wide on the track to Power Toy. And they were followed closely a bit further back by Backslapper, followed by Ivory Bounty. Getting back second last on the inside, Northern Poet, and Black Pirate is last of all. Around the first bend of the 1200. Tranquilino takes the lead by a half length to Newton. 2.5 lengths further back than is Nordic Express on the inside of Show of Pride. In the centre of that pair, Papal Monarch, and going very fast out deep towards the lead was Power Toy. Rimu Chief back behind them, Show of Pride, Dr. Clare on the inside, Backslapper, Ivory Bounty, Skystream back behind them, followed by Northern Poet, and tailed off as Black Pirate. Coming down to the 800-metre pointer. Here's a good go for the lead now. Power Toy moving up on the outside to join Tranquilino. A length and a half, Newton just in behind them, moving forward. Bogest a length and a half further back as Papal Monarch on the outside of Nordic Express, and they were followed by Rimu Chief, Show of Pride behind them, making ground from a long way back now as Northern Poet running on. He's followed by Backslapper in behind them, Dr. Clare, a good long gap, hard-ridden Ivory Bounty, Skystreamer, and last of all Black Pirate as they near the home turn. Bogest has taken the lead. Northern Poet on the outside coming into the picture strongly, and just in behind them Papal Monarch is making his claim, and they're followed by Newton as they round the home turn. Bogest the leader, Northern Poet the centre up on the outside, Papal Monarch as they straighten up, and finishing fast from a long way back as Show of Pride. Bogest in front, tackled by Northern Poet in the centre. Northern Poet on the outside has got his head in front. Bogest is fighting back, but Northern Poet on the outside, and Northern Poet, Bogest kicked again. Northern Poet or Bogest in a tight one ahead of Papal Monarch. Close up Backslapper, and finishing fast along the inside, Dr. Clare. They were followed next home by Show of Pride, Newton, and behind them Black Pirate, Skystream, Tranquilino. Well back Ivory Bounty, Power Toy, Nordic Express, and last of all Rimu Chief.
I was just about to say Northern Poet's got up for sure, God bless him, but then Rotten Bogest has kicked back. Let's try and line them up as they get down to the wire. That's Bogest in front on the rails, Northern Poet coming at him on the outside. Definitely got to the front with a few hops to go for Patrick Payne, but Danny Nicklick throwing everything at Bogest, and he's kicked back. Let's try and line them up. No doubt that the outside horse got to the front there, but the one on the inside's kicked back, but allowing for the angle. I still think, if anything, possibly Northern Poet, but there's nothing in it. We'll certainly flash the result down the line, as John Tapp would say, closer than a boarding house scrape of butter. But it's between number 2 Northern Poet on the outside and number 6 Bogest on the rails. A break and then more on the wide world of sports.
2 and 1. The numbers Bogest $13.40 and $4.10. Northern Poet $1.80. Papal Monarch $1.80. The AFL match.
Still getting over Northern Poet losing that photo. That does knock the wind out of your sails. Double takes favoured here at 2 to 1 into 7 to 4. Number 2 Calvados Charm at 13 to 2, 6.5 to 1, 20 to 1 Tolerone, 40 to 1 Paris Knights. Cup of Cheer, my tip is just getting out. I need some cheer to 9 to 2. Rather Refined at 7 to 1. Wings on Track from 11s to 12s. Watercolours is a 6 to 1 chance. Big Risk at 14 to 1. 60 to 1 now, Our Salvation. And Craze K almost out to 100 to 1. Here's Johnny Tapp.
Now, only about 3 or 4 to move up for the Sydney Turf Club Winter Cup. A race that has been on the Sydney Turf Club calendar for a long, long time. Cup of Cheer, an interesting runner. She's giving age to most of the opposition. She's a 3-year-old filly by Razor Cup, is trained by Bart Cummings. As a matter of fact, Bart owns the filly. And her last start win was a most impressive one. Now, Cup of Cheer moves up into line. Rather Refined goes up on the extreme outside of the field, and they're all set and ready for dispatch now in the Winter Cup. They look good. Paris Knight's a bit fidgety. One of the gatemen going in to give the rider some assistance with Paris Knights, who settles better. They look okay. Starter ready. Now again, now it's Big Risk spoiling it. Big Risk is leaning all of his weight over to the side of the stall. Straightens up again. Big Risk very cantankerous in the gate. Starter keeping a close eye on Big Risk. An attendant giving the rider some help. They're off now. Big Risk has jumped away fairly well. Watercolours about the first out. Double Take jumped away smoothly, and so did Our Salvation, followed by Craze K. Then Calvados Charm, Rather Refined under a throttle hold, is easing back into the field. Cup of Cheer's going to settle on the fence midfield, getting well back early. Paris Knights, followed by Wings on Track and Tullaroan. At the judge now at a canter, and Our Salvation the leader over Double Take and Craze K third. A bit more than a length end of Watercolours on the fence. Cup of Cheer in the middle, and Big Risk on the outside makes a line of 3. Paris Knights on the fence. Calvados Charm in the centre. Rather Refined is out on a limb 3 deep. And the last couple of Wings on Track and Tullaroan as they go over the crossing at the 1800 mark. Jeff Allendorf not happy with the pace, and he allowed Double Take to stride to the front now. And Double Take arches the neck in front. He's as happy as Larry, led by about 2 lengths to Craze K, and moving to third Big Risk, followed closely by Watercolours. Then Our Salvation. Cup of Cheer next on the outside. Wants to go a bit faster, Cup of Cheer, throwing the head about. Calvados Charm on the fence, followed by Paris Knights, Rather Refined, and then Wings on Track and Tullaroan. To the back at the 1400 mark, and Double Takers ambling along in front, led by a length and a half to Big Risk, a length away Watercolours, 1.5 to Craze K, and 3/4 to Calvados Charm on the fence, about 2 to Our Salvation, and then Cup of Cheer taking closer order. Paris Knights close to the rail, further back Rather Refined, followed by Wings on Track, and Tullaroan is last of all as they race down the back. And Double Take wants to pull a little bit in front now, showed the way by a length to Big Risk at the 1000 metre peg, 1.5 to Watercolours, a similar margin to Calvados Charm, ahead away on the outside Craze K. Then Our Salvation and Cup of Cheer, who's about 7 off the lead, followed by Wings on Track, Paris Knights, Rather Refined travelling deep, and Tullaroan 2 lengths away last. 700 out, and Double Take being rated nicely by Allendorf is a clear-cut leader over Big Risk. His Watercolours now making a rush on the outside. Calvados Charm sneaking up on the rail. Craze K has dropped off a bit. Paris Knights between horses, followed by Our Salvation, and then Wings on Track. Tullaroan. Cup of Cheer not going well. In fact, she dropped out last for a fleeting moment on the turn into the straight, and Rather Refined is widest of all. Double Take allowed to amble out to the middle of the track, is going strongly in the straight. Wings on Track is coming right along the inside rail. Calvados Charm is still there, followed by Big Risk and Watercolours. Past the 200, Double Take wide out, still in front of Calvados Charm and Wings on Track. Double Take holding them all at bay as they get near home. Watch him go now. The further they go, the better he likes it, and he's coming right away. Double Take. Calvados Charm, I think, has just lasted to get second ahead of the fast finishing Cup of Cheer, followed closely by Big Risk, Our Salvation, Tullaroan, and then Paris Knights, Wings on Track, Watercolours, Rather Refined, and Craze K last of all.
Yeah, you'll find the numbers are 1, 2 and 5. Double Take, Calvados Charm and Cup of Cheer. Well rated in front by Jeff Allendorf. Double Take just stayed too well for the opposition. Carried top weight, but, well, he was too good. And he's paid 280 and 130. Calvados Charm has just hung on for second. Here's Cup of Cheer rattling home to make it interesting. Cup of Cheer ran her race in patches. She seemed to be dropping right out coming to the turn and then got another go on in the straight. Calvados Charm, number 2, has paid $2.60 for the place, and number 5, Cup of Cheer, has paid $2 exactly. That was racing today on the Wide World of Sport. I hope you're back to winner. A break coming up now, and then back with Ken Sutcliffe and Max Walker.
Or lost, whatever the circumstances. The divs from Rosehill Race 7, 1, 2 and 5, double take $2.80 and $1.30. Calvados Charm $2.60, and the old Cup of Cheer $2 even. Last to third. Let's have a look at the progress scores from the AFL today. Collingwood playing Carlton 3/4 time, and Carlton still in control. 11 goals 10 to Collingwood, 4 goals 11. Melbourne playing Hawthorn again 3/4 time. Melbourne in front 14-9 to the Hawks, 7 goals 4. Footscray and Geelong, and just 1 point in at 3/4 time. Footscray by the barest margin. And St Kilda is playing North Melbourne, and North Melbourne well in control at 3/4 time. 11 goals 12 to 6 goals 6. Okay, Max, talk to you soon.
Thanks, B. You know how to keep a guy happy there. OK, there's great excitement at Wembley as we approach the final stages of the jump-off at the Horse of the Year show. Let's rejoin the fans.
Now John Whittaker. John Whittaker with Everest Granouche, been a very big winner. But I would think this is the one that young Warren Clark has got to worry about now. John being misplaced by his brother for the world's #1 spot. Gets away with it. Excellent. 2021. It's about the same. And he's gone round, but he's kept galloping. 34.76 to beat.